Okay friends, welcome back for a new video. We're gonna edit this 4GT today. So I'm gonna show you the final result so you can see where we're going at. So this is the result we're gonna be having after this edit. So let's jump right into it. So I'm gonna start with cropping the picture on 8x10, and I'm gonna center the car. I'm gonna enable the profile correction and remove the chromatic aberration as well. So here you can see he find your lens normally. So I shot this with Canon and 50mm. Now I'm gonna start the edit. So you can see that the picture is quite underexposed. So I'm gonna up the exposure. I'm gonna go to +1. For the highlights, I'm gonna bring them down because you can see that the lights are too bright. So I'm gonna go to -20. I'm gonna bump the shadows up a little bit to about 20 as well. And for the blacks, I'm gonna bring them down a little bit to 4. Then I'm gonna head over to the tone curve. So here I'm gonna draw a S shape again. So we're gonna place one dot in the blacks, and I'm gonna bring this one down. We're gonna try to do this so we have more contrast in the picture. I'm gonna put one dot here as well. This one I'll bring up, and I'm gonna put another one here because the whites are too bright, so I'm gonna bring this one a little bit down, just like this. Then I'm gonna go to the graduate filter. I'm gonna make the front of the picture darker to about a bit more than 1 maybe. I'm gonna see. Maybe here. And I want the lights of the car in the pavement. I want to amplify this, so I'm gonna bring the clarity up. Quite a bit of clarity in here. Maybe 30. Then I'm gonna reduce the noise in the picture. So for this you have to go to noise reduction, and I'll put this maybe at 10. Then I'm gonna use a brush because the lights are too bright. We can see that it's saturated, so I wanna bring this down a bit. So I'm gonna paint over the lights. Just like this, and the other one as well. And here I'm gonna bring the whites down. So I go to the whites and I bring them down, so you can see that here it's better. The saturation, there we can get back some details in the lights, and maybe bring the highlights down as well. Maybe like this. Then what I want to do is paint the car so I can edit only the car. So I'm gonna use a brush as well. For this I'm gonna get a new one. I'll bring the size up. And now I'll start painting. So I'm maybe not gonna be very precise for the tutorial, but just take your time with this and do it properly. So you can press O also to see where you're painting. So I'll be painting the whole car up, and maybe the mirror as well. So you can zoom to make this perfect, but I'm gonna go quick over this. There we go. And now I press O again, and I'm gonna up the saturation because I want the blue to be brighter. So maybe 23, because I prefer this. And then I'll also put some clarity like this. And I think there is gonna be a little bit noise in the picture, so I'm gonna bring the noise reduction up to 10 or 11, and also bring some sharpness up like this. There's also here too much saturation in this light, so I'm gonna paint this one as well. For this I need a small brush. There we go. And I'm gonna bring the whites down. Like that. What I want to do is maybe paint the pavement and bring it down, because I want the car to be more exaggerated. So I'm gonna make a big brush and I'm gonna start painting the whole pavement. So I'll press O again to see where I'm painting. I'll do this quickly. There, like this, up. Then I'm gonna go up here. Like that. And I'll bring the exposure down on this one. So a bit of exposure down. And also bring some clarity up. There we go. Now I will also bring a graduate filter down from the top and make this darker. So I'm gonna bring the exposure down. Then I'm going to use a radial filter. I'm gonna paint it on the car, the size of the car, like this. And I'm gonna, depends of the mask, it's inverted, so it will be the car. So I'm gonna bring the exposure up a little bit. And then I'm gonna duplicate this one and I will invert the mask. And now I'm gonna bring the exposure down. Like that. Now we can see that there's a light here on the top, and I want to illuminate this lamp. So for this I'm gonna use a radial filter as well, I'm gonna draw it the size of the lamp. Maybe I'm gonna zoom for this one because it's a bit dark. Okay, there we go. And I'm gonna bring it on the light. I'm gonna invert the mask, yes. And I'm gonna bring the temperature up, maybe 45. And I'm gonna bring the exposure up quite a lot. So here it's gonna be not very pretty, but when we're gonna, at the end it will be fine. I'm also gonna bring clarity up to about 47 and some saturation because we want to make this more yellow. Maybe 45. And for the color here I'm gonna apply some orange, and now this will make the light warmer, and this will give the color. So maybe like this. And now I'm gonna use another radial filter, but this one I'm gonna make it bigger because we want to illuminate, because the light will give some light around the lamp as well. So I'm gonna zoom out for this. Give me a second, like this. So I'm gonna make it bigger. Maybe like this. And I'm gonna again apply a orange filter on the color. So I'll choose some orange. And I will bring the exposure up for this one. Not too much because we don't want it to be obvious. And also some temperature. Maybe I have to put it more like this. All right. Now I'm gonna head over to Photoshop because I want to remove these poles and this person as well, and maybe this. So I'm gonna edit in Photoshop. Now that it's open in Photoshop, I'm gonna duplicate the layer. Okay. And I'm gonna use this tool, so the healing tool. I'm gonna make the size of the tool bigger. Okay. I'm gonna zoom. So I want to first remove this. So I'm gonna duplicate this part and I'm gonna start painting. So here it's a bit hard because you have some pavement, so we have some shapes. Like this. So for this tutorial, I'm not gonna make it perfect, but I want to show you what you can do. So if you take your time, you can maybe make this look more professional. Now I want to remove this pole as well. So I'm gonna paint this part. Okay, no, not like this. There we go. So always paint at the same level, so you have the same colors and light. That's for this pole. Here we have a human person, so I want to remove him. So we can see that there's a lot of noise and not many details, so it's pretty easy to remove him. Sometimes you have to really take your time with it because it can be sometimes harder. So he is gone. I want to remove this pole because it's not very pretty, because it's in the line of the cars, so it's not great. Okay, I went too quickly here. There we go. I'm gonna paint You can also make a selection of the car if you don't want to be if you want to be more precise. You can make a selection so you're sure that you are not painting on the car. But here I'm gonna make it quick because I don't want this video to be very long. So I'm gonna remove this pole because I don't like it. Now I'm gonna paint the bush back. I'm also gonna remove this one because I want the picture to be clean. So like this. Here it can be a bit tricky because we have more elements. Maybe I'll remove this thing on the ground as well. So this can take a bit of time because I don't have many samples to pick from. Maybe I'm gonna, so this is supposed to be sand, so I'm gonna duplicate the sand back. Again, I'm doing this quickly for tutorial, but on my Instagram you can see the final picture where I took my time on it, and it looks better than here. Okay, this is not the same light, so here I really don't have much space to duplicate from, so it's harder. Alright, so here we have some leaves, I believe, so I'm gonna put them here because under the tree. So it's not perfect here, but it's still alright. And I'm also gonna remove this pole because it's behind the mirror and I don't really like the look of it. So I'm gonna duplicate the tree and paint it back. Maybe some more of this color. I'm gonna reduce the size because we have a little bit more under here. Still too big. There we go. Again, it's not perfect, but it's for a tutorial purpose. So now I'm gonna close this one and go back to Lightroom. And here is the result I had on the tutorial, but I can show you the one I uploaded. So it's not this one. So to see the final result, you have to go to my Instagram, which is ppn photography, and you will see this picture normally. Maybe you have to scroll down a bit to find it, but this is mostly the final results. So you can see that it's much cleaner than before. We don't have some distracting poles, and I really like this light that we put on because it brings some atmosphere in the picture. And I also like the reflection of the lights, of the taillights on the pavement here, so I kind of like this picture. So this is it. Thank you for watching, and make sure to give me a like and subscribe for more tutorials to come. Thank you, have a great day, bye bye.